I'm not painting the sky as shown in the reference photograph, but I'm painting it a blue-grey colour. Because of the early morning light, the mountain has a nice warm glow to it. The profile has been changed and will be slightly darker on the right-hand side, that is on the shadow side. This closer mountain is a dark mix of the previous mix with a touch of blue added. The closer section will be even darker. This adds to the aerial or colour perspective and adds to the illusion of depth to the painting. We can now add the final shadow to the distant mountain and notice all the subtle tonal ranges to add to the mist effect. All the sunshine reflecting off the rock faces and the mountainside is painted in with some of the light colour, and a small round brush is used to do this. Again, different tonal ranges are used to indicate where the full sunlight reflections are, as well as the light in the shadow areas. Take your time when painting here, because these mountains take up quite a substantial area of the picture. A darker mix of ultramarine blue and burnt sienna is used to block in these distant trees. They are almost silhouetted with the sun behind them. Also notice that I'm painting them with more varying heights than shown in the reference photograph, as this adds more interest as well as being less monotonous. We can now paint in the reflection of the treetops and leave some trees dark because not all the trees are catching the sunlight. Start this tree clump off with a nice light yellow-green colour and then begin to carefully add the backlit shadows. I'm using a dabbing action to give the impression of clumps of leaves. And once you have done this, we can quickly add the closer cliff with some burnt sienna. I'm using a small filbert brush to plot in these three trees. Rough in the branches with a dark yellow-green and then dab in shadows. These trees are too far away to show any detail in them. Once all three trees are painted, all we need to do now is to add a few highlights. The two central trees will have some of the early morning glow on them, and this is added with some light burnt sienna. All we need to do now is to tidy up the tree trunks. The green grass is reflecting all the yellow early morning light. Some lemon yellow, greyed down slightly with some of the other dark colour is used here. This will allow for the final highlight that will come later to show up. Add some dark streaks to indicate shadows and hollows in the field. Some burnt sienna adds more warmth as well. This meadow highlight is lemon yellow with white added to it. Keep the highlight more to the left side where the sun is. And with the same colour and a lightly dabbing down with the complete side of the brush, add the impression of short grass. Don't touch the top third of the grass. The brush I'm using here is a normal 1/2 inch or a 12mm hardware bristle brush. It's my favourite brush for painting grass. As you paint closer to the foreground, the flatter the brush dabs. Again, vary the tonal ranges for interest. Now we can add the tree trunks and the long shadows. Try to make them look natural and follow the lay of the land, and also with natural breaks. They are not completely in straight lines. Dab a few grass marks over these shadows for depth and add a few trees in the shadow. Use a small round brush to add interesting details and objects in the grass foreground. Plot in the basic mass of the tree clumps and the tree trunks. Use burnt sienna for this, as it echoes the morning glow. Use a dabbing action to simulate the branches and the leaves. Use some of the grass colour and work it into the lower open areas for the sunlit trees peeping through these foreground trees. With a smaller brush, strengthen the trunks of the large trees and add a few distant ones as well. All this area is in deep shadow, yet we still need to show some detail. Even if the photograph shows no detail, the human eye will still discern detail in the natural. Never leave dark black spaces in your painting. Strengthen up the cast shadows with the 1/2 inch or the 12mm hardware brush. Touch up a few more details to the distant trees, as well as the meadow area. Add a small pathway in the shade to lead the eye into the picture, and then finally a few sheep in the distance to give some life to the painting. Please like this video if you have enjoyed watching it, and leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe so we can inform you when we bring out more new tutorials like this one. If you would like to see the paint-along version of this class, head over to our website online, artlessons.com. Thank you for watching.